Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me since you guys love them so much, because you guys clearly love when I just talk out of my ass. So today I'm going to be talking about how my life was in high school and college and kind of like something like that. You guys gave that suggestion on Twitter and I thought it was really cool. I'm gonna go just kind of like general. I might dive deep into some topics because some things did happen. However, if there's any type of story time, so I've been really wanting to do a story time. I watch Kenny JD here on YouTube and I love her story times. And I'm like, I got stories to tell too, you know? So if any things in here you want me to like dive deeper and explain more, then just let me know in the comments below and I'll do a little story time for y'all. So I'm kind of gonna just run through what I'm using. I'm using the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm as a primer because it's good and it's cheap. High school was such a like weird thing for me because I thought everything was like fine and dandy. I thought everything was legit great until I basically got into high school and just shit started hitting the fan. I've always been a person that I love people. I love making friends. I've always had a pretty big social circle. And then when I got into high school, that started decreasing. In high school, I was put in this thing called an academy. So basically what that meant was that I was with the same exact people all periods. And we were a business academy. So we didn't choose our electives. Our electives were already chosen for us and they were all like business related. So there would be accounting, business, sales, marketing, and things of that nature. I was with the same people all day, every single day, which is fine. At the beginning, everything was fine. We got along for the most part. Some people were a little sus, but you know. Then in 10th grade, I started getting close to this girl. What name should we give her? Let's call her Amy. So I started hanging out with Amy and not gonna lie, Amy's personality she was fun. She was fun to hang around with. Like everything was like, you know, she was cool. There were some things that I was like, but you know, you never like really listen to your gut instinct. At least I didn't at that time. I was just going with the flow. I would go out with Amy. I would party with her, like, not party because I was in 10th grade, so like my party was very limited, but I would go out with her and all that stuff. We would go to like these things that we have here called like getties. So a getty is like not a party, but it's a getty, so it's like less people and you're kind of just hanging out at someone's house, drinking, whatever. It was homecoming, and around like homecoming, I'm like getting into these stories. Okay, I feel like this is a story time in its own. People do these things after homecoming called rents. So rents are you rent a hotel room and people basically get cross-eyed drunk in there and God knows what else. She was like, okay, I'm gonna tell my mom that I'm sleeping at your house and then you tell your mom that you're sleeping at mine, whatever, and all that stuff. And I was like, hell yeah. I've always been very like, I don't know, I just kind of do whatever. That happened. So, okay, we pulled it off. We were like, oh shit, like, all right, this is working. We go to these rents. And when I walk in, this guy, this guy ends up being in this story my first boyfriend. But this guy is the one that opened the door. And we kind of just looked at each other when I walked in and all that stuff, whatever. We fucking went off. We were at the rent, we went out, whatever, I don't know what. Next day, my mom finds out that I was not at Amy's house. Shit hits the fan. My mom was like, I don't want you hanging out with that girl anymore. My mom never really liked her to begin with, and with very good reason. Sometimes I feel like, sometimes parents are wrong, and that's just the truth because they are people. However, sometimes they might be onto something. So basically, I kind of like cut things off with Amy. That was the beginning of such an annoying time in my life. She basically turned that entire class against me. That sounds so silly saying it now because I feel like if 26-year-old Crystal were to go back to that classroom, I would be like, listen, I don't need any of y'all uglies back, you know? Like I would have really not cared at all. I don't need no one to, I don't need y'all to be my friends. I don't need y'all to talk to me. But I was young, and I was like, damn, like, this is awkward. No one wants to be my friend. And one might think, like, that's really not a big deal and all that stuff, but think about it. Every single day I would walk in and it was super awkward, super uncomfortable. I knew nobody liked me. I knew nobody wanted to talk to me. I knew it was just like, she would say the dumbest things about me that I was like, y'all really believe this? I think y'all the dumb ones. It makes me feel bad and all that stuff, but she really is a like compulsive liar. Like, she would lie about things that you were like, what? Things that you were literally there for the thing. This girl would be like, my dad is a doctor, and then tell someone else my dad's a lawyer, and then tell someone else my dad owns Mount Olympus. And then you're like, and then every single dumbass just believes everything, because you obviously don't assume people just go around lying about dumb things. She was one of those, and that's what she turned out being. And jokes on all of y'all. Y'all missed out on a lit friend. Which is, it's really funny because one of my closest friends now was actually pretty good friends with her at that time. High school was basically like, it felt like I was isolated. It was uncomfortable. It was weird. I was like, I just don't fit in here. I hate it here. I was just like, ugh. I did a little bit more of like my eye makeup and all of that using my BH Cosmetics It's My Ray Ray palette, which I really love. I think it's probably my favorite palette right now. So I kind of got ahead because there was a lot of background noise, so I had to turn off the camera. It became very like weird in class. Like, I just felt so like isolated and left out, and I feel like for like a kid, like that really sucks. Like, you don't ever want to feel left out. You need a social life, you need friends, and then when things are happening out of your control, it's like very strange, and you think it's like the worst thing in the world, even though it really isn't. What really helped was that I had a friend that to this day, she is still my best. The thing is, she's not even my best friend. She's like my sister, like seriously. You know how people are like, oh, they're like my sister. No, like this person is literally like my sister. I love her like I love my sister. We've known each other. We actually, okay, let me like backtrack. Okay, so this person, Priscilla, that's her real name, we met when we were like 12, 13, around there, and we met at a dance studio. And at first we didn't really like each other because she had like this other friend, and this other friend was like salty, and I don't understand why like I come across these type of weird ass people. But that eventually died down. That's like kid shit that didn't last. They were just whatever friends. Me and her became friends and we got close. Me and her auditioned for the dance team at our high school together, and we both made it. So the summer before our freshman year, we basically spent it together because we were going to like the dance camp. We were doing a bunch of things together for this dance team. So when we actually started high school, I told her about like the academy or whatever, and she ended up joining it. So what alleviated this thing and didn't make it as, I guess, torment. It's not like I was tormented, but it's like annoyed, like you all believe this one person. Great. So I had her, and me and her got super close. Our families got close. Me and her would spend time together all the time. We were together literally 24/7. Like, we were together, not 24/7, we were together 26/7. That's how together we were. Priscilla has been there for me for everything. That is one person that the day shit hits the fan in the best way possible, that's one person that'll never have to worry about another thing in her life. I have seen what Priscilla would do for me and what she has done, and she's just a phenomenal human being, and the amount of love and support that she gives me is like insane. I truly have been blessed that in some of my hardest times I've had her there, and I've had my sister there, and I've just had like a support system, because she was there when me and my first boyfriend were like in this toxic relationship, and we were like breaking up and getting back together about like every 5 minutes. I love Priscilla to death. If you're watching this, girl, which you're probably not, because I know this isn't your thing, I love you. I do. So Priscilla made it a lot better. I wasn't talking to a wall all day. At least I had her. That's other things that people become jealous and envious about and give them more things to talk about, because they see like that unity and that bond, and they hate it or wish they had it but don't realize that that's what they feel. There were so many things, like it was just so tormenting and so annoying, and just feeling isolated all the time, and just like, damn, like I want to have friends, like I want to hang out, like, you know, it's, I know it may sound like small and petty, but multiple people, I guess, in the class, because they're obvious geniuses, would speculate and start rumors that me and Priscilla were lesbians or whatever. And it's like, what do you, I don't get where you're trying to get at with that. The thing is, these are children, obviously, and they don't know what else to say. Me and Priscilla are not. However, remember how I told you guys earlier how we were spending 24/7 together? So people think they're always together, they must be dating, because, you know, like I said, geniuses. That was the new thing, and I was like, you guys are so right. Like, you're just, like, you think you're gonna insult me? Like, that's not an insult, sweetheart. That's just a sexual preference, and even if it was, it's none of your business. But of course, when you're young, you know, people don't see it that way. It's a whole big deal, and like, idiots. So there were like, just, I'm just giving you like little brief examples. But Priscilla usually is very explosive and very confrontational. She gets mad super quick. Like if you, like, she's not the type, she ain't taking the higher road. She taking you down with her, down with her. Like, she does not care. And me, I have a bad temper. I don't have a problem with confrontation and all that stuff, but I'm more so like, these are actual idiots. So there were so many moments throughout high school where she would confront Amy, and it was just like a whole show. Everyone was like, if you're getting bullied or picked on, or people make comments about you, just know one thing. I tell my sister, I tell Michelle, I tell everybody that I can, when you squeeze an, and I'm pretty sure I've said it on my channel, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say it again for whoever else has not heard it. If you squeeze an orange, what do you get? You get orange juice. You ain't gonna get lemon juice. You're not gonna get grape juice. You sure as hell are not gonna get grapefruit juice. You're gonna get orange juice. In situations like that, you squeeze the fruit, you get what's in it. When people act a certain way toward you, or make comments to you, or say you're ugly or fat or skinny or stupid, or whatever vile things people say, it has nothing to do with you. I know that's a weird thing to understand, be like, but they're telling me I'm ugly, and then I already kind of feel ugly, so I must be ugly, and that's not the case. There's two situations there. You need to work on your self-esteem and the way you see yourself, and that's fine, because every single person has to do that type of work. Even the most beautiful human being has insecurities, has issues they need to work past, and that's fine. The other issue at hand is you're dealing with a very hurt individual projecting their own pain onto you and trying to cause you hurt. That's it. What comes out of a person's mouth is what lives in them. That is it. It can't work any other way. Just because someone tells you you're ugly does not mean you're ugly. It means the person has a lot of issues going on inside. There's this thing called psychological projection, and I could be giving you a very definition. You can Google it, you can learn about it, whatever you want. But psychological projection is basically, an example would be like, I am saying, you're so rude, you're so rude, you're so rude, you're so bossy, you're so bossy, you're so bossy. When in reality, I'm projecting my own opinions and feelings about myself and putting it onto another person. I'm telling a person that they are bossy, that they are rude, that they are ugly, but in fact, I am bossy, I'm rude, and I feel ugly, and I hate it. So that's why it like comes out. But there's a lot of psychological things that people come across that they don't know how to deal with, and they don't know how to cope with. And it takes putting a mirror in front of you, like not a mirror, but like a self-awareness mirror, and being like, why am I being this way? Why am I literally obsessing about this person or about these individuals and claiming they are a thing when, do I know them? Have I sat down and had a cup of coffee with them? No. But people don't realize what they're doing, and in turn the person receiving the bullying doesn't realize what's happening there and feels attacked and feels like these things are true, and then hurt that person. Hurt people. A person that is in pain, in suffering, hurting is the only type of person that can hurt a person. Happy people don't hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. Okay, lesson of the day, y'all. Get you a big sister like Crystal, fam. My sister's tired of hearing all these types of conversations by me. Let me put some lashes on. I'm telling you, and it took a long time to learn that. A really, really long time. I'm putting glue on the back of my hand so I can put some falsies on, so I can stunt. But seriously, it did take a long time to really learn that. And it's one thing to hear it and you're like, yeah, that makes total sense. But it's another thing to really digest it and understand it. And someone tells you, you're an ugly or whatever. And you are like, you know what? I like myself. I think I'm beautiful. What you said is rude. And what you said is mean. You have absolutely no reason and no right to comment on somebody else's looks or features. However, I hope that you find the healing that you are so desperately seeking for. I hope you have a better day. That's it. All you can do with people like that is wish them well and send them off. Bye. Now, I'm not saying to give a whole like my mom said speech, you know, but even if you don't say a word to that person back, internalize those words and be like, you know what that person said was rude and it was mean and I didn't like it, but I forgive them because they're in pain and that sucks, you know, like I've been in pain too, and I can't imagine what that person feels. Boom, goodbye, and send them off. There's not really much that you can do, because a lot of people aren't even like, they know they're suffering, but they're not even that aware of the things that they're doing or the things that they're saying or what they're inflicting and all that stuff. There's only so much you can't do. You can't sit here and play therapist with a lot of people, because people only receive where they're like the information they're ready for. It's the truth. You can't heal someone that's not ready to be healed. I know you want to save the world, but I dropped my lashes with glue. That's it. All you can do is spread light and love everywhere without expecting it in return. Do it fearlessly without expecting it back, because a lot of times we don't want to do things because it's like, I saw Paulo Coelho, one of my favorite authors. He tweeted something like that, and he's like, I don't understand why people are so afraid of saying I love you. And he said that, he's like, people only say it when they're sure they're gonna get it back. And it's funny because it's like, that is so true. That was like a, oh dang moment. So I was like, that is so true, because I've been in those positions before. He made a very valid point, and he said, spread love in the world without expecting it back. Just like drop that thing everywhere. Drop I love you bombs everywhere, because you loving someone else is just a reflection of the love that is in you. Just like when you squeeze an orange and you get orange juice, and if that's a bad person, bad things come out, like mean things. But good people, the same concept. You squeeze the orange, you get orange juice. People that speak beautiful things, do beautiful things, are kind, are sweet, show love, show gratefulness, show humility, whatever it is, that's because it's what lives in them. And if you're struggling between the two right now, become aware of what you're doing and just start putting good out into the world until it stops feeling awkward and weird and it just feels natural to you. We live in a floating ball in the middle of God knows where. Every second is yours to change. Nothing is for certain. Nothing has to be what it's always been. Things are constantly moving, constantly evolving. Be the change that we so desperately need in this world. Start with yourself, seriously. We started with my high school experience, and then we ended up with this whole life speech, but that's really the type of person I am. I hop topics so quickly, like quickly, and I lose my train of thought. I gain new ones, and it's like a whole situation. But if you're new to my channel, sorry. I hope you were able to keep up. Welcome. My name is Crystal. I like cookies, I like K-pop, and I struggle with putting lashes on. It's taking me about 5 minutes to do this one. I'm gonna do Lolita. Lolita is a classic. And either way, I feel like we're running out of time, so I'm not gonna be able to go into like my life, how it was when I was in college. But I could do that in another video for you guys. But toward the end of high school, it was great. Honestly, trying to deal with heartbreak, and the girl that my boyfriend had gotten with after we broke up was literally in the academy, the grade under me. Oh, y'all don't know this tea. So it was weird. It was like so awkward and just like a mess. In college is when I got my second boo thing, and that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story for some other time, but we don't got the time today. I didn't even end up doing my hair. I just left it in this bun with this bow, but whatever. It looks cute. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my finished look. Not that you guys care, because you're here for the stories and not for the makeup, but that's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. I would really appreciate it if you stayed. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because the YouTube algorithm is like being weird. So the more you interact with the video, it honestly helps me so much. So if you comment down below, even a damn heart, it helps, and I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to tell me if there's any things you want me to go more in depth to, and what else you want to hear about me. Bye.